Welcome back to another video. So it's Monday evening, it's actually 7:30. I was expecting to train late tonight, maybe not quite this late, but I'm not too worried about it because I know I've got my secondary bench to do here, which won't even take me half an hour once I start, well, probably 20 minutes once I actually warm up and get started, so I can just crack through that pretty quickly. It's only week 2 of the block, so it's still relatively light. And then I've just got my accessories to go do at the gym, which because we're 3 weeks out or less than 3 weeks out, I haven't got tons of accessories to get through, so that will probably take about half an hour once we get there. So I should, like, if it's 7:30 now, I would be surprised if we're not home by 9, maybe just after. And all I've got left to have to eat today is just a protein shake and some fruit just to get some carbs in straight after training. So that will mean I can still be in bed by 10, half 10, and get a good 8 hours of sleep hopefully still. So I'm actually feeling really good for a Monday. I'm just feeling in a really good spot. Work's going really, really well. I'm feeling really good about things and just, yeah, life in general. I'm feeling really good with my body weight, finally. I was 86.6 today. Saturday morning, I was 86.2. For anyone that maybe hasn't watched my videos before, I compete in the under 84 category and I'm doing British Nationals I compete on Sunday the 7th of December. A week out, I would like to do my acute cut and start from 86.0, maybe a bit less. But I know I can make weight from here. And yeah, I was 86.6 today, but the last couple of Mondays, I've been like in the low to mid 87s still. My average weight has been in the 86s, and like Saturday just gone, I was 86.2. I think the Saturday before I was 86.4. I've been sitting roughly where I need to sit by the weekend, but I seem to have this massive fluctuation up on a Monday. And I've been sticking to my macros, so I don't know why that's been happening. The irony of it all is that actually this weekend I didn't stick to my macros. So for some context, my current macros are pretty low for me. Calorie wise, I'm on about 2,100, I think, maybe 2,200, I don't know the exact calories. I'm on 215 carbs, 70 fat and 170 protein. Calorie wise, I actually have no idea what that is. So take what I said before was just a rough estimate. But for me, that's pretty low. My calories never really go above 2,500 just because my body weight does shoot up really quickly. Like my metabolism isn't overly fast and stuff. So 2,100-ish, whatever my macros are currently, I wouldn't really want to go much lower. There is scope to drop them if I need to, and I am making an effort to eat as high volume as possible so my gut cut is as effective as possible. But generally I don't want to put my calories any lower, and these should be low enough to get me where I need to be. The reason I put them so low is because I wanted to have scope to still have the odd treat, or if I fancied something nice, I could still have that. Obviously not going crazy over my calories, but like if I fancied like a little dessert or something, or like just a little extra snack, I could have it. And generally I haven't been doing that. Like last week especially, everything was perfect. Until Saturday, when I finished training, and I was just ravenous. I had 2 meals to have after training. I had my first one as soon as I went in post-training, let that sit for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and I was still really hungry. So I had my other meal straight after, and then all night I was still really hungry. So I ended up I had a little chocolate melt in the middle pudding in the cupboard that I was just saving for a day. I really craved something sweet. It was so bad that I was literally loading up Deliveroo thinking maybe I can order just a dessert from somewhere, which I've never done before. I didn't even, like, obviously I know you can do that, like I wouldn't even know where to order from. And then I was like, you're not spending the money on that, like that's so stupid, just like have some toast. So I had my chocolate melt in the middle pudding, and I had 2 pieces of toast, and I mean I was still quite hungry, but then I was like, it's 9 p.m, I don't need to eat anymore, like I'll just suck it up and go to bed. So I went over on Saturday, to be honest, probably by 500-600 calories I would guess, just from that. And then Sunday I went to Tesco, did a food shop. I had a blueberry muffin that I got at Tesco's, made it fit my macros, that wasn't a problem. But then I got home from hanging out with a friend and I ate the other one because they came in packs of 2. So I also went over my calories yesterday. I think they're about 300 calories each, by about 300 calories, which is not, I'm not saying this to be like, oh my God, I went over. I'm saying this because 2 days of going over my food, and today was the lightest I've been on a Monday in weeks, months, probably months, like in a long time. And that's why I set my macros so low, so that I had scope for when I was really craving something to have room to have it and not then have to be hungrier during the day and sacrifice on my other meals being as filling. So anyway, all of that to basically say, body weight is doing what I need it to. 86.6 on a Monday is a really good spot to be in, especially as well because last night's sleep, my sleep's been great recently, like after a good few weeks, possibly months of really struggling. The last week, my sleep was brilliant. I managed 8 hours pretty much solid. I might get up once for a pee in the night, but generally it was like 8+ hours. Didn't have to, my boyfriend was off work last week, so we kind of let ourselves have lay-ins and stuff a little bit more and be a bit more slack with our routine. So I'd let myself have like an hour in bed after I woke up, which I'd normally wake up between like 7 and 8 naturally anyway, have about an hour to just kind of doze and just lay and just relax in bed. And I felt really rested last week. But then last night I literally couldn't get to sleep. I went into bed about 10 and I was still wide awake at like 12:30, 1. I got up at 7 as well. My alarm went off at 7. Zuko came in late when my boyfriend got up and got ready for work. And then I got up about 7:30 in the end. But I feel pretty good today still. Like I feel rested, like I didn't feel like I missed out on sleep. Like when I first woke up I was tired, but other than last night, sleep's been really good. So basically what I was gonna say was, to be 86.6 after not the best night's sleep as well, bodes really well. So yeah, I'm pretty good body weight wise. Everything's kind of coming together as it needs to, so I'm feeling pretty happy. I don't think I've got any other real updates. Like things are coming together as I need them to. I'm feeling really good that comp's so close. Like usually at this point I can't wait for it to be over and to just move on to working harder into the next phase, having a bit of time off or time off from competing so that I can really focus on getting as strong as possible, ready for the next phase of competing. But I don't feel like that this time. Like I'm kind of just taking it a week at a time. Don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to comp being over in terms of I've got friends that I really want to go out for meals with, and at this point, like 4 or 5 weeks out from comp, probably 6 I would say, I avoid social plans that involve food because I just don't want to go and eat out because I want to just be able to track and cook everything myself. Obviously I couldn't cook my muffins at the weekend, but like I want to be able to track everything to a T for those last few weeks into comp. So I'm really looking forward to being able to be a bit more social, especially through December where it's like Christmas and everything, and I can meet up with friends that are home and stuff that live in different parts of the country. So that I'm really looking forward to in terms of prep being over. But the actual competition itself, I think I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think I'm also looking forward to it as a fan as well. Like I'm looking forward to watching people compete at British. But yeah, I never feel like this going into comp. Normally I'm like, let's get it done so I can just get stronger already. But yeah, I don't feel like that this time, and I feel more just appreciative of where I'm at. Again, I'm very impatient. I want to be a lot stronger than I am. And I spoke in the last, I think maybe in the last video, the one before, about the fact that I'm just generally frustrated that my squat hasn't come back to how it was at the start of the year and stuff like that. I mean, it's on track to getting there, but it's not there yet. And like, I've been really beating myself up about that. But I think I'm now at kind of a calm point of, you can only do what you can do. You're ticking every box you possibly can. It's all okay. Also, actually, speaking of ticking boxes, sorry, really long talking segment, but this is just what this YouTube channel is at this point. I made a post on Instagram a couple of weeks ago about like a recovery checklist, and I weighed different slides on each point of like what you should be focusing on with your recovery. I'm hoping that it will load. Yeah, well. So the first point was sleep, second point was nutrition, third point was hydration, fourth point was active recovery, fifth point mental well-being, which includes like your social well-being as well, and then sixth point was creating a routine. And then the final slide was just about taking accountability. If you want more detail on it, go look at the post and see kind of the bullet points I put. If you guys want an actual video on like recovery in general, I might make one anyway, but just a very brief overview, like talking about why I made this checklist and like how it's applicable and applying it to even just my own training. Obviously, like it's something I go through with my clients as well. With your recovery and your externals and all of those things that I've just listed, you have to take control of as many of those as you can if you want progress. And one thing I've not been great at, for example, is stress. My stress levels lately haven't been the best. Every few sessions when I send my recaps to my coach, I'll be like, by the way, had an awful headache going into this, got myself super stressed over the last day, and I'm just feeling the repercussions of that now kind of thing. And I remember saying that to him specifically for this session last week. And he was like, mate, if you didn't tell me you felt like that, I wouldn't be able to tell, because your lifts just look consistent, like everything always moves as it should. And that kind of stuck with me and became something I wanted to kind of talk about, because the reason that isn't because I'm some kind of robot that can just make things move no matter how I feel. It's because I tick every single box that I possibly can. And that doesn't mean I tick every single box every single day no matter what. It means I take control and accountability of as many of those variables as I possibly can at all times. So when my stress levels are really high, which I'm self-employed, things happen, like personal stuff has been going on as well. All of those combined, it's going to cause stress levels to rise, right? Like if you work a stressful job, or even if you don't like your job, you're going to feel more stressed at times, and that might be something that's out of your control. And although you can schedule your downtime and prioritize doing things that make you feel good and taking your mind off of it, your stress levels are probably still going to be high, and it's going to be out of your control, at least to an extent. And some personality types just generally are more stressful. I have become one of those people, which I never used to be. But every other one of those boxes I've ticked. Maybe my sleep will suffer if I'm stressed, but my nutrition will be perfect. I'll always make sure I'm hydrated. Like, it's a priority when I first wake up to make sure I'm hydrated. I will make sure that I'm getting my active recovery and getting my steps in. I will tick all of those other boxes that I've listed. And by doing that, it makes me into the most, like, I can replicate things week on week, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, consistency, that's the word I'm looking for. How could I not think of that? By ticking as many boxes as you possibly can, you're going to be a lot more consistent than, like, if my sleep gets thrown off, or if, let's say, stress is super high, sleep suffers, quite a regular thing for me. Well, then it's very easy for me to sit here and go, oh, well, I'll just eat like shit because my sleep's been shit, my stress level's really high, I can't be bothered to cook, like, nutrition can go slack. Or like, I can't bother to go fill my drink up, I'm not going to bother because I'm in this negative mindset that it then makes me lazier and slack more on the other areas, which is a really easy thing to fall into, don't get me wrong. Like, I've done it previously, we all do it from time to time, and you get yourself in a bit of a rut where one thing slides or one thing slips, and then the others follow, like it all links together. But the great thing about being an athlete is you can sit there and go, my sleep's been really bad, oh, I've been really stressed this week, I need to make sure my nutrition's locked in and I'm taking care of myself because otherwise my training will suffer. And it forces you to take care of yourself, which taking care of yourself as an athlete is also taking care of yourself as a person. Like, when I've been in really low periods before, if it wasn't for training and wanting to be a good athlete, I would have completely lost all routine. I would have barely eaten, barely like slept or overslept, or barely walked, barely got out of bed. But none of that happened because I wanted to be the best athlete possible, and it forced me into this routine of consistency within my externals and taking control of those, which then looked after me as a person, which then made me a better, more consistent athlete. I hope that makes sense. I didn't plan any of that. That was a lot of word vomit. I hope it made sense though, because I need to stop talking and crack on, or it's going to be very late by the time I finish training. I'm going to crack on and get bench done, hopefully still be done, it's now like 20 to 8, so I should still be done about 8, then just literally go straight to the gym, get that all done. But yeah, take care of your externals is basically what I'm telling you, and prioritise your recovery as much as you can. Things don't have to be perfect, but if one thing slips, stay on top of the rest as much as you possibly can, even with the nutrition thing as well. Like, when I'm in a rut, the thing I struggle with most is meal prepping and finding the energy to meal prep. Just get some ready meals in the freezer if you have to, or when you're actually in the mood to meal prep, freeze a bunch of them so you've got them available at all times. Get yourself prepared for any circumstance and you will not fail.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute, had a real late night, woke up with my head spinning out in Nashville. It's been mad real, I need sunglasses, I need Advil. I like fake boobs, and my cash real. I like first place, you're in last still. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down.
Okay, so very out of breath, literally just re-racked. Just gonna really quickly recap and say, overall, bench didn't feel amazing because I ate too close to training. I'm just a little bit bloated. So when trying to get like my brace into my chest and like expand my rib cage and like get my breath into my lungs, I really struggled to do that just because I felt like all my breathing was kind of going into my belly where I was a bit bloated. So that was a bit annoying, but hit the load caps, 100 triple, 3 count, 105 single, 3 count with my load caps for the day. RP 7.5 target for the triple. I would say it was a 7 at most, and considering that was on a day that I didn't feel amazing, goal was successful in hitting the load caps at lower RP than target. And then 97.5 for 6 felt wonderful. And yeah, overall I'm really happy. My positioning on my pauses, like when I was pressing against my chest or like holding it on my chest, felt a bit off even on my 70 warm-up, it didn't feel amazing. So I did take 70 twice in hopes it would feel a little bit better, but it just made no difference. So I was like, let's just crack on. But yeah, overall really happy with that move. Gonna trial 3 videos a week. So I'm gonna split this into its own video, whereas before today and tomorrow's sessions were kind of one merged video, longer one. Try and stick to shorter videos. As we know, I talk forever, as I did at the start of this video. So hoping that can condense the videos so they're a little bit shorter. So yeah, gonna wrap the video up here. Thank you for made it to the end. Really appreciate it. Very happy with how the bench is feeling. And yeah, nothing else to really say. Like, comment, subscribe. I never say that in my videos. It feels very weird to say. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've got anything you want me to chat through, any questions, powerlifting, programming, coaching, nutrition, anything, and I'll address them in future videos. But yeah, thank you for made it to the end. Really appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you in a couple of days for the next one.